Alright, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Inferno, and once again I'm in my bedroom because there's a lot that I gotta cover, and it don't involve me playing Pokemon Go, but it's still about Pokemon Go. So, yesterday, and let me give you today's date. Today is November the 17th. Yesterday, November the 16th, TrainerTips came out a video basically talking about his tweet. He released a tweet asking us what the one thing you want Niantic to fix. And a number of people replied to that tweet on Twitter, obviously. And he read off some of those replies. So while he couldn't talk about them in some type of detail, that's where I come in. So I'm not going to get into depth with every single comment that was left in there. So I'm just going to, share my short thoughts on these comments and go from there. So, but some of them I will really get into in future videos because some of those are very good and some of those are worth talking about whether they're good or not. So with that said, let's get straight into it. The first tweet that I saw was basically they want to be less dependent. Now, what they mean by being less dependent is they don't want to rely on other people. They want to play the game on their own. So really they talking about raiding. They want to raid on their own. So my response to that is this. Tier 1, Tier 2 if you're at a high enough level, Tier 3 if you're at a high enough level and your Pokemon are at a high enough level. You can raid by yourself. Outside of those, nope, not happening. So do I want to be less? Heck, because if it wasn't for raiding and meaning you guys, like the Discord group, from Dearborn and Livonia and other places, my channel wouldn't be where it is right now. And in my opinion, my Pokemon Go experience wouldn't be where it is at right now. So I can't necessarily support this comment. You're gonna have to partner up with people, whether you know them or not. You're gonna have to partner up with people to accomplish something in the game, and you gotta get used to it. But anywho, let's move on. Quests and dailies. Now I'm looking like this because I talked about that already, so there's not much I need to say. If you want to see that video, link will be in the description box below. Next up on the list, more for rural players. I can never pronounce that word for anything. So again, we're back on this discussion again. A lot of people talk about it. Those who don't live at or near the big cities and not getting the good spawns, barely getting any spawns, barely have any Pokestops, barely have Pokegems and things of that nature. It's tough. It really is tough. I personally haven't experienced it. I've seen it like in other people's videos, but I haven't experienced it, and I'm sorry. There's no I'm sorry, but this is, no, I'm just saying I'm sorry. Like, I'm just sorry. I don't know what to say about that one. And I can't elaborate more. Actually, they elaborate, the tweeters elaborated more on this issue. Basically saying better spawns than rats, Pidgeys, Ritos, Spinneracks, Sentries. And I'm like, that's kind of like an issue everywhere, really. Like at the major cities and things of that nature, they could tone down on that a little bit. But at rural players, rural areas rather, yeah, they need to tone that down a lot, so they got a good shot of finding more rare Pokemon because they don't constantly need to see, the common crap. And I get more on rare and common stuff later, so stay tuned for that one. Now, another commenter rather posted equal spawns everywhere, as sticking with the whole world area scenario. And my thing with that one is I can't agree with that one, because now, even though they didn't talk about it, but I'm getting the sense now you basically saying take away region exclusives, and I can't agree with that because traveling is really the fun part. Traveling, in my opinion, is a part of the game. Like, you have to get out and travel, whether short distance, medium-sized distance, or really long distances. Whatever. It's a part of the game. So, if I want to get a Kangaskhan, I'm going to have to go to Australia or hope that there's a Pokemon Go event near me, and it just so happen to be there. Like, for example, Pokemon Go Fest. Heracross was there, and I able to get some. So, when I'm going to the Bahamas, hopefully I'm going to the Bahamas next year. and I'll more likely get some more as rare as Corsola, so I'm traveling. So I ain't saying you should travel too because, yeah, granted, it's costs a lot of money, things of that nature. But but I mean, it's a part of the game, So the region exclusive, if you talk about that, then I can't agree with that. They need to be region exclusives in the game. Now, as far as like, oh, how San Francisco and the Pier get all these crazy spawns, and some random city in New Hampshire only get rats. Okay, you may have a point there. You may have a point there. Yeah, they do need to improve the spawns. And then we go back to my earlier comment that I read about the whole, better spawns than the rats, pigeon, etc., etc. Yeah, they do need to fix that. Not even it out, but fix it. Make it better for everybody. But at the same time, don't even it out, though. I have to not fully 100% agree with that. iOS 11 Go Plus. Now, I'm not familiar with the whole issue that's going on between Apple and the iPhone and the iOS 11 update and Go Plus. So, I don't know who to blame for that, Niantic or Apple or both. So, one of these two companies need to man up and say, hey, we need to talk to you guys about this Go Plus. One of y'all need to do something about that. All shiny variants. Now, yeah, I do agree with this one. Like when the game, they just put in shiny Pikachus and, of course, the Pikachu family, and shiny Magikarp and shiny Gyarados. And then during the Halloween event, they released shiny Gen 3s one at a time. And I'm like, what are y'all doing? What I mean by one at a time? I mean, like, the Saber Eyes, and then you got the Duskull and the Dusclops. That both of them was released at the same time, obviously. And then, of course, you got, what's the other one? The Sentry and the Bayonet. They was released at the same time, but they were all released at different times. I'm like, why? That's so stupid doing the Halloween event. It's so retarded. And in fact, I don't know if they have the code for every single shiny in the game, but they have the outline. Like, if you look at the Pokédex, the outline is there. As far as, like, you got how the Pokemon look as a male, how I look as a female, how I look as a shiny male, how I look as a shiny female. Like, that option is there. So why not just release them? Just release them. It's stupid just to release, 7, 8 of them in the game? And Gen 3's coming out? What's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? Poor community communication. Now, I want to say briefly, but I talked about this to a degree in the case of Niantic releasing news about events at the last minute. So, for example, going back to the Halloween event again, they released that, hey, there's a Halloween event and it starts tomorrow. Really? Really? Hey, I forgot which one of these Koreas had it, either North or South. Hey, one of these Koreas in Japan are having an event. We bringing the birds there. It's in 2 weeks. Really? Really? Like, we need more time, between you announcing these things and these things actually showing up in the game or showing up in the real world. Like, that makes no sense. Like, we should not be getting a 2-week notice that another country will be having an event, because then we gotta say, hey, job, I'm gonna be out of town in 2 weeks, and then, hey, airport, I need a ticket, hey, hotel, I need a room. Like, come on, like, really, like, people trying to show up, not just inside the countries, but outside the countries as well. People from all over the world trying to show up at your events, and you can't be giving them 2 weeks notice. Like, that's stupid. And as far as events going on in the game, you can't give them a day or 2 notice. That's stupid. Like, we need more time, in between. So that's one example of poor communication. Another one is they not talking to us about what's going on with the game. We don't know what's going on with the game. They just release it whenever they want, as far as updates and news and things of that nature. And of course, with the news always get released a day or so before the actual event takes place or whatever. More content. Well, yeah, we need more content because this ain't the entire Pokemon experience. All we got right now is catching Pokemon and raiding and putting Pokemon in gyms. That's it. That's all we got. Nothing much is here in the game. So speaking of more content, somebody else added trading and PvP, which is really the meat of Pokemon, the Pokemon universe. So outside of catching Pokemon, yeah, you battle. and you can trade. So they need to be in the game. So somebody said that the likes of Gen 3 was a temporary solution, things of that nature. And I'm like, it's kind of is, but at the same time kind of isn't, especially because of how they're releasing it. I ain't gonna get into it like that. That's another video right there. So yeah, we do need more content, Niantic. Spoofing. Well, I already talked about spoofing, but I want to add more to it by saying, watch Mystic 7's latest video about spoofing, because I totally agree with him as far as his solution for spoofing. You know, and that's basically this. You can't get rid of them. Like, you can't get rid of them. You know, you can't ban them because Pokemon Go is dying. I don't believe that Pokemon Go is dead, but it is dying. And if you remove spoofers, then you you remove a good amount of Pokemon Go play. Not a good amount, but who knows what the amount is. I don't know. But you are removing a good amount of players. In this case, they just so happen to be spoofers. So, and the objective here is to keep people playing the game. So, yeah, I like Mr. 7 idea about saying, hey, put a line on their Pokemon that they spoof, or saying, hey, you can catch Pokemon, you can level up, and things of that nature, but you can't participate in raids, you can't participate in gyms, you can't participate in PvP whenever it comes out, you can't participate in trading wherever it comes out, you can't participate in anything rank related if that comes out. So give them a restriction, really. That's the best way to handle it. I like Mr. 7 idea in regards to spoofing. Pokestops and gyms distribution. Now again, this is more towards rural players. Yeah, without question, they need more of that stuff. But if this is in general, no, not really. You know, there's a good amount of Pokestops and Pokegems. You just have to go out and look or do some type of research. You know, Gym Hunter is a pretty good app to find not just gyms, but also Pokestops as well. So, like, if you're talking in general, do your research. But if you're in a rural area, that's different. Yeah, they need more. They need more. More moves options. So basically, we talk about the battle system. So obviously, you got the quick attack and you got the charge attack. And we was like, we need more. We need more than that. And that is true, because in the actual game, you can do up to 4 moves. But here, it's like up to 2. And yeah, we do need more. Which leads me to another comment, which is basically better TM system. So, although those are somewhat related, but they're not the same thing and things of that nature. So obviously we need more moves in regards to battling, and I get more in that second because somebody gave a good comment about that. But as far as the better TM system, this current TM system is stupid, because basically you use your TM, again, cricket TM or a charge TM, and they just give you a random attack, a random move, and it's like, why? Y'all not making money off of these TMs, so why can't we just pick what we want? That's so stupid. Like, obviously, yeah, there's Pokemon that can have like 1 out of 3 possible quick attacks or 1 out of 3 possible charge attacks. Okay, that's fine and dandy. But if we use a TM, quick attack or charge, we should be able to pick which one we want. It should not be random, and we should not be wasting 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 TMs just to get that one move for that one Pokemon. That is so stupid. That is so retarded. So yeah, a better TM system. That's a good one. That really is a good one. No starters for being in gyms. So when I first read this, I'm like, what are you talking about? We do get Stardust in gyms, from gyms rather. But then I read it again, and it says no Stardust for being in gyms. So here's how it is right now. If you put your Pokemon in a gym, yeah, you do that. Yeah, you'll get Stardust. When you feed your Pokemon and other Pokemon in that gym berries, you'll get Stardust. But when it stay in that gym, you don't get that. You don't get Stardust. So yeah, that's a good one right there. Y'all being stingy with the Pokecoins, at least give us some freaking Stardust, because our Pokemon be in these gyms for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days. So yeah, give us something. EX Raid Pass. Some of y'all may not like me for this one. How it is right now, and here's the thing about how it is right now, and a number of you guys keep forgetting this. Believe it or not, this is still the beta. It's still the beta. It's not the legit thing yet. Now, granted, they need to move on to another beta, Because how many times are you going to test this? Like, for real, how many times are you going to test this? I don't know. I can't even recall how long testing been going on. I think since September, actually. So, y'all either need to move on to another beta, or as far as like the format or how y'all giving out these EX raid passes, things of that nature, or just release the full version. One of the two, because these constant betas, EX raid passes fiasco, are pissing people off. I'm being honest, they really are. Now, the main issue with the EX raid pass is everybody's not getting them, and that's a problem. It's half and half with that, because the purpose of getting an EX raid pass is to take part in an EX raid, and the purpose of that is to try and capture Mewtwo, because Mewtwo is one of, if not the most popular Pokemon of all time. Of all time. But here's the thing about Mewtwo. Not only is it popular, not only is it powerful, but it's also legendary, and finally, more importantly, it's rare. Meaning, not everybody is supposed to get a Mewtwo. Not everybody's supposed to get a Mewtwo. So we're going back to the whole common fiascos against rare spawns. And I'm bringing that into this as well, because they're supposed to be rare. You're not supposed to get them every minute, every second, every hour, or whatever. They're rare. You're going to have to grind just to find one. And in this case, you have to grind to get a Mewtwo. So, I agree that they need to change the EX raid system as far as how they're giving out the EX raid passes, because like 5 people are getting EX raids for doing a raid at this one gym, and then the other 2 who did a raid at that gym are not. Like, it's stupid, it's weird, it's stupid. And there's some people who never got one, so it's dumb. And I think everybody should get an EX raid pass, but the catch rate for Mewtwo should be tougher than what it is. Now, granted, yes, there were some people who had an opportunity to get Mewtwo, but they couldn't catch it, and it ran from them or whatever. But real talk, that should be more difficult. It's a rare Pokemon. It's Mewtwo. So again, not everybody's supposed to have one. Now, again, some of y'all probably saying, "But wait a minute, Judge. Wait a minute, True Inferno. You got 2 Mewtwo's. So how can you say that?" I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe I wasn't supposed to get 2 Mewtwo's. I just took advantage of the opportunity that was given to me. That's all I did. That's all I did. It's not my fault. You think I'm going to pass that up? You think I'm going to be like, "Hey, I got a Mewtwo transfer"? No, I ain't doing that. You must be crazy. But at the same time, if they made the catch rate more difficult when I had 2 EX raid passes, actually I had 3, but I couldn't go to one of them. So if they made the catch rate more difficult and I end up with 1 or I end up with 0, I would be like, dang, I missed out on the Mewtwo. That's one of my all-time favorite Pokemon. I'm going to be salty for a while, but then I'll get over eventually because, remember, it's just a game. But for people to not even get the opportunity at Mewtwo, that's bogus right there. So yeah, everybody should get the opportunity of getting a Mewtwo, but change that catch rate. It should be much higher. It should be much more difficult, to be honest. Now, the other part of the EX raid pass is scheduling. I already talked about this. If you recall my Nintendo Switch unboxing, part of this right here, if you recall that, I talked about that. Because again, when I got that 30 EX raid pass, it was on a Friday at noon, and I was at work, as is most people. So I already talked about that. Link to that one will be in the description box below. Better rewards for players who play a lot. Yeah, I agree with that one. Definitely. Especially those who are at level 40. We'll get more on that one later. Dodge, bug, and raids. Yeah, y'all do need to fix that. Y'all really do need to fix that. Minor Texas. Now, I will admit, like when they come to the update notes that Niantic released, I haven't seen those for a good minute, but it seems like every update, minor text bug fixes. Minor text bug fixes. But lately, again, I haven't seen anything that says that, so. But yeah, that was annoying at one point in time. I will agree with that one. Gym system. Waiting until low motivation before battling. I mean, you don't have to wait until the Pokemon's motivation is low to battle. I mean, just go into battle. Like, I've done it before. But the gym system is bogus as it is right now. That's a whole nother video right there. I ain't gonna get into that one, but it is bogus and it needs to change. To be changed, rather. Yet again, better in-game. So here we go again. I just mentioned this a few moments ago. Level 40s need something to do. When you get level 40, for the most part, there's nothing to do. You can't, get more. Well, I mean, you can get more XP, but it doesn't go. It just accumulate. You just collected it. So, what are level 40 supposed to do? Niantic, think of something. More city-based events. I actually agree with that one. There needs to be more of that. I do agree with that one. And here's the comment right here. When we're going back to the gym battles and things of that nature. Battling should be strategic rather than power or combined power. I actually like that one because in the actual Pokemon universe, that's what it is. It is. I apologize as my battery died. Legendary raid system. Too many legendaries all together. So like I was saying, basically, these legendary beasts, like, they last for a month, and I agree with the legendary buzz scenario where they lasted for 2 weeks. Now, granted, they did bring them back for, what, another 2 weeks? All of them at once. So, technically, they were here for a month. But at the same time, there's no telling what the legendary beast's going to do after November. They could bring them all back for another month. Oh, wow. But aside from that, as far as there's too many altogether, I totally disagree with that because they talk about how you could get legendary fatigue. Dearborn, don't that sound familiar? But seriously, no. Like, I totally disagree with this. Like, all legendaries are together. No, that's not the issue. The issue is that they are here for a month. That's the issue. That's my main gripe with the legendaries right now, that they are here for a month. And that's a whole nother video for us right there as well, because there's more I have to say about legendaries. And I'm doing this for a reason. Crashing during raids. Yeah, that has happened a lot. It's still going on. It just haven't happened to me personally. As far as I'm in a group and somebody in my group crash or me crash while I'm doing the raid. But yeah, it still exists. Niantic, y'all need to fix that. I don't know if it's Niantic's fault or if it's your phone. If it is Androids and iOS doing that, then Niantic, yeah, I'm looking at y'all. But if it's just Androids, then obviously I'm looking at Androids. And obviously I can't say if it's just iOS because it happened to me before. So, yeah, there you go with that. Abilities. Well, obviously with Gen 3 coming out, yeah, we're going to need some abilities. I mean, that's all I'm going to say about it. Interaction with Pokemon. Now, granted, we can make them our buddy, and if we were to view our avatar and our buddy, depending on who it is, either we be carrying it, or if it's a Pikachu and you walking something this, or even if it'll be on your shoulder. So that's some interaction, but let's be real. Yeah, I like the idea of you walking around, your Pokemon buddy is right there next to you, and they talk about how you should be able to play with it, how you should be able to feed it, things of that nature, like it's Pokemon Sun and Moon or whatever. I won't go that far about the whole feeding and petting and all that stuff, because I got the games, I don't even do that. But I like the idea of legit walking with your buddy. I like that idea. Coin system rework. I ain't gonna say nothing about this one because that's a rant right there. And I'm gonna say that for another video. Stats display instead of using Poke calculators or Poke Assistant, or aka IV calculators. I actually agree with this one because we should not have to go to an outside source to see what our Pokemon stats are. Like, that's stupid, Niantic. They should be right there in plain view, right there for us to see. Yeah, Niantic, show you the stats. We should not have to go to an outside source to see what our Pokemon stats are in your game. Put the stats up. And finally, the nearby system. Now, I already talked about that as well. The link to that video is also in the description below. I mentioned that already. So yeah, that's basically all the comments that were mentioned in Trainer Tips video. And I got a bit in depth with each and every one of them. Now, obviously, some of those comments were duplicated in his video, so I'm not going to talk about them twice or anything like that. But yeah, some of those, most of those actually, I agree with. There's a few that I disagree with, and as you saw, you heard my thoughts. And some of those I would really get in depth with. Like, I would really make a video about them and really talk about them. In some cases, rant about them. So that would do it for this video right here, man. I'm sorry for the lack of gameplay, but I had to talk about this because I felt like it was very important to elaborate a bit on some of your guys' issues and concerns about the game. So with that said, y'all know who this is. This your boy, the new Jay Gatsby, aka the new Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.